Hey, what's going on, guys? And today I wanted to do a video review and demo of the Denbig Dehumidifier. In this video, I'll just kind of walk you through the manual as well as all the different functionality with this. And I'll just kind of give you a couple use cases depending on your scenario as well. So first off, this does have a fairly good length power cord. You have a little piece here in the back, these two little brackets that you can use to wrap the cord if need be. I was able to plug it in up here at an outlet without any issues. And then you have all of your main options up here. So I'm going to go ahead and hit power. You can see we have a set here for the actual humidity level. It's going to tell us what the humidity currently is, and then we can specifically set it in here. It's currently winter time, so at the time of recording this, probably won't really need to run this a whole lot in this particular space, but I did want to walk you through all the features of it, of course. First off, you have your fan speed, so you can go between either quiet, high, or low. So if I go up to like any of these, it'll basically rotate any of the modes. I can actually see here, I'm going to just see if I can get this, because the humidity is so low in here, I'm probably not going to be able to get this to kick up, but ultimately we have a filter button here. This will highlight specifically when you need the filter to be changed. You also have this Mirage button. This basically will allow you, I believe, this can either turn on or off this front display. So it's kind of nice that in addition to the display you have on the top, if you want, you can actually get the humidity level showing right on the front of the unit. So I thought this was actually pretty sleek. Then you obviously have these different modes. So if you hit mode here, you can do a sleeping space, it recommends 55, a living space at 50, a basement at 45, and then you can also run this on continuous mode. So I can't actually run the fan with continuous on, since it's just going to run no matter what. If we change our fan speed, this is currently the quiet mode. It's not particularly too loud. If you have this in a space like a basement, which I'd say is going to be the most common, it's almost like, you know, very marginal. Let's go up to the low mode. So that definitely kicks up a little bit more, a little more noticeable. And then that's the high, so that's, again, pretty aggressive, so this would really help with humidity. So I'd say for what it is, you know, if I had this set as quiet, it's in a basement area, really not going to bother me too much. You know, you could still easily watch TV, do something like that. Additionally, you have a timer setting here, so you can do timer, and you can do this in 30-minute increments or either 1-hour increments as well. So you can set the increment amount, and then if you hit the timer again, this will basically allow you to set how long you're going to have it for. So let's say I want to run for 3 hours, I could then do that. We also get the display showing up down here as well as we're setting all of this. Of course, you can change the humidity level at any time, as I showed, but that's pretty much it. The other main thing I did want to show with this is on the back, you actually have a drain cap here. So this includes a hose. You basically get, I think this is probably like 2 or 3 feet of hose, not super long, but you can actually connect this to this nozzle here, and any of the humidity that's being collected will just come right out the drain. I'm going to go ahead and power it off for now, but essentially what will happen is it'll collect all of that water and then put it right through this hose. In our case, we actually have a French drain system connected to a sump pump in our basement. So most likely what I'll end up doing is when I put this down in the basement, I'll just connect the hose and then run this right into that sump pump. So once the sump pump fills, hits the trigger mark, it'll just pump that water right outside. So this is going to be the most simple, easiest way to pretty much keep this running. The other solution would be is if you don't have that sump pump, you actually have a basin up here in the front. So this will kind of come out here, and there's also another cap here as well if need be. But this basically will fill with water, and then you can simply just turn this over and dump it. You do also have a nice carry handle here, so you can easily pick this up and dump it. This isn't particularly massive in terms of the storage for holding the water, but it still will hold quite a bit of water, that it's enough that you should be able to run this, I would say, at least, you know, my guess, depending on the amount of humidity you're dealing with, a solid like 7 to 10 hours. That's usually pretty typical. So it most likely would be something, unless you're dealing with a lot of humidity, it might be like emptying it possibly about once a day with something like this. So that just snaps back in. Another thing I thought I would share, and I'm only going to share this because I have the ability to do it, is we have a special electric panel actually in our house. And that electric panel allows me to measure how much energy usage that we're actually using. So I'm actually going to pull up an application here just because I want to show you how much energy it's actually using when this is on. And I can give you an exact, pretty rough idea as to what to expect. So this is something that I noticed when I was using another one of our units. We really didn't have, you know, it was using a lot of power basically. So here's kind of a breakdown of our house right now. The current number that our house is using is about, I don't know why the camera's not coming in, but it's 3,367 watts. So an easy way for me to be able to distinguish this is currently my garage is using about 1,200 watts. So I'll let this sit for about a second and we can kind of use this as a measure. So that's pretty much chilling right at that amount, right? Nothing else is draining the power much more than that. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this on, and that's where this is currently plugged in. And we're gonna keep it on the continuous mode. So this should ultimately kick up a little bit as it stays on. And I'll even put it on high so that way we know it's like really utilizing. And as you can see, we're still sitting at about 1,200. So this isn't really using a ton more energy to run. It looks like it's only gone up maybe 50 watts. I'm assuming it's actually going to take up a little bit more than this over time, but ultimately this is something that seems to be pretty efficient. Like there you can see the unit just kicked on. Let's see if it comes up at all. Yeah, so there it came up about 250 watts or so. So that's about usage as to what you'd expect. Another unit I had was probably sitting more around the 400 or 500 watt mark. So this is actually pretty efficient. It's about 50% less than like a competing unit that I was using. So anyway, hope that gives you some idea of what to expect with electric usage. But thanks for watching, and I hope you found this video review helpful.